It's the Cable
So this pack's between Urza Saga and Mana Drain. The last deck had a Mana Drain in it, but it wasn't really a Mana Drain deck. Let's draft a Mana Drain deck. Oh, we're draining. You don't remember there being achievements in League of Legends when you played? Yeah. Now you can, like, advertise the ones you're good at in your, in, like, the loading screen. I think mine were all ARAM based. Yeah, lowering reveal is good. It's not as good as fourth, though. If I'm passing fourth, it's probably because there's a piece of power in the pack. Little Stoneforge Mystic. That Daze is tempting, too. I'm going to pour myself a glass of this local bourbon. So this is actually a very good Spellseeker. Oh, there's a Cauldron Complete, though. We kind of have to take that. It would almost certainly wheel, because we have the Stoneforge. But someone might grab it with the idea that they'll get a Stoneforge later, right? Anyway, this spell, if the Cauldron Complete wasn't here, I'd be taking the Spellseeker. We've got Mana Drain and Fourth. These are both just like, they're not Time Walk and Ancestral Recall, but they're like the next tier, right? They're like the A tier, not the S tier. And having two A tier spells is good enough for Spellseeker. Sometimes I'll have decks that are full of spells, but they're all like medium removal spells or whatever, and people are like, oh, the Spellseeker! It's kind of like drafting Ravenous Chupacabra or something at that point. It's like, yeah, that's fine, I guess. The spell quality certainly matters. Portable Hole always seems to impress me. I kind of want to take the Brainstorm, though. We have one Shuffle effect here already. Could take Headquarters, could take Wheel of Abandon, or Winds of Abandon, rather. Yeah, needed the double blue on, too. Has me leaning towards the removal, or the duels anyway. I'm gonna grab the Council's Judgment. Overlord would be sweet, of course. Really cool one for Mana Drain mana. Council's Judgment, just being able to pop everything, is pretty solid, though. I'm a big Shortcut fan. This is a solid shell for it. Ooh, a Colonnade. Looking like red's going to be our splash color. Excuse me. Fun stuff. The frontman for OCs is also the... Also, like, owns the label they're on. Those are the best labels. Where some artist is just like tired of their friends getting dicked around, and so they make their own label to impress everything. He's a cool dude. He seems like a cool dude. I messaged him a while back. You haven't played with the mod card yet? I had it going with top, and it was pretty sweet. Late Blast Fireball is the best card here, and we're a little bit worried about the double red. But I don't really need a Novice Inspector. Just all the white removal you could ever want here. More even. So there's 4 cards here that I would think would make sense. I'm just going to take the Arid Mesa. We need a lot of good fixing. It's a pretty good one. But the Steam Vents make sense. Fable and Stock Up and Teferi all make sense. We have 5 excellent picks, I guess. Very hard for me to pass a Fable. It's a really good Arid Mesa, though. Is this a Vivi deck we're sculpting? Kind of dig the Time Warp. Jacked Rabbit's interesting. I don't think we need to invest very many picks in our win cons, though. I think we're like pretty set on win cons. Let's hit this Time Warp. You heard Vivi is pretty good? Yeah, Vivi's fine. I haven't been like super thrilled with it in Vintage Cube, but I haven't been like actively disappointed either. I guess I want a Jace, huh? Oliphant's a little tempting. Why is Automod catching simp? Why is the word simp catching strays? Would be nice to have real duels, but I'll snag a Ponder. Or do I want True Name? If the Stoneforge Mystic, if we got like an Umazawa's later, then I'd be sad that I passed this True Name here. Yeah, I'm gonna stop pushing the Automod simp jokes through. They're not funny enough, I'm sorry. I guess Curiosity and True Name are kind of cute together. I feel like we have enough card draw here, though, right? We got like Jace and Shorkai and stuff. Well, Bobble's kind of good now, huh? Now that I have that cutter there. See how many free spells we can get in this deck. Wow, Rabbit going around, huh? Alright, I'll draft it. Some pretty reasonable sideboard cards. We got a Disenchant. We got an anti-reanimator thing. Mana base isn't quite as good as where I'd want it to be. Bourbon's hitting nice, though. They did add a whole shitload of Final Fantasy cards. It felt like a bit much to me. You made a little Mezcalita in my honor. Oh, thanks, Boom Forest. I hope it's got named Delicious. We're gonna grab this Force of Will and be pretty happy about it. Probe is pretty great here. Need those duels, though. Where are the duels at? How was D&D? D&D was, for the most part, great. It was like a really fun session. So the top makes it very easy to double spell for the cutter, and it's really good with King Mog. I kind of want... I mean, these blue cards are really hard to pass up. But I guess I'm taking top. And a couple shuffles. I do have that Force of Will, too. Kind of makes you want to lean blue. What are the chances that we wheel one of these, huh? This is a bummer of a pack. We would love to take Ocelot Pride. Or Umazawa's. We like kind of need this duel, which would probably wheel, but oh well. Just gotta, just what we need. I actually kind of dig the Talisman here. Mana's starting to feel a little better. Do I like hip hop? I do, yeah. I didn't for the longest time, but I was just being uncultured. I think when you're young, there's this unearned snobbery, right? Where you don't know anything, but you think you do. And you think the things that you like are the best, even though you don't know anything about the things you don't like yet. Very unfortunate mixture of ignorance and arrogance. I'm just gonna grab the Remand. Lutri would be good. We'd like always have a blue card for Force of Will. And Singing to Stupor would be good for the same reason, but Remand's pretty excellent. Ooh. I think our mana is good enough for this Flage. And I think the Flage is better in this deck than Fury. Yeah, and so then after streaming for a while... Oh, that Tundra. We're going to take Tundra over Palace Jailer here. Oh, that's a fucking good Tundra right there. After streaming for a while, people started doing song requests. And I heard, like, Run the Jewels and Tech 9. And some more aggressive rap artists that also had, like, really good production and such. I started digging more and more. Now I have a bunch of A$AP Rock records and Run the Jewels and such. Hell yeah, Boom Forest. You took your son to see Run the Jewel in Wu-Tang a couple weeks ago. Very cool. One of my favorite things that my parents ever did that I appreciate the most from my childhood was that there were always gobs of live music. The rabbit could be good with cutter, huh? Give it haste. We do need cuts, though. We need like 3 cuts. It's a lot of cuts. Actually, with the number of cantrips we have, with the probe, the bauble, and the talisman, we could probably play 16 lands here. If you give somebody subs, will I play a track? Sure, Boom Forest. Yeah, just post the track link in the chat. Oh shit, what up? That's 5 gifted chat subs. Appreciate you, Boom. Congrats to Reb the Fish, Dr. Hutch, PW, Logic 512, and Expedition Map. I liked this Scholar, but maybe I've got to cut it here. It's cute with the Good King. Body plus value. Another shovel effect for the top and the Brainstorm, too. Love supporting the Wisconsin MTG baddies. Oh, yeah, you were the one who was doing a tournament with Misty, right? What day is that again? The end of next month? Still nailing the details. Gotcha. I need to play that thing. I don't play enough Paper Magic. We're in a good spot here. We just need one more cut. I guess it will be the Jacked Rabbit. It's a good card, but fits the deck a little bit less well than everything else we got here. So for red sources, we it's a little deceptive. We actually won like 6 or 7. Because Flage wants double red, and we want to bring back Flage eventually. So like 6 would be fine, because we don't need to bring back Flage on turn 4 or anything here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. So I do want one more red source. Blue is, you want 9. You want 9 in this deck, all these doubles. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Nice. And then white's similar. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Is 9 white enough? I think it's okay. I'll just do this. Call it good. What's the post-ban standard format look like? Pretty good, I think, Greg. It's also rotating really soon, is the reason I kind of want to play it. Bunch of staples about to rotate. Opponent's on this Lutri nonsense. Sure. Yeah, you want to lead on the Colonnade in case I play a 1-drop that you want a Prismatic, of course. I actually got to see Snow the Product over the weekend. Really enjoyed her live show. The crowd was very animated, very into it. Ace 3 slip ball 23 thinks the sub thinks the 76 months. What's her vibe? I ran into her when she did some collaborations with Tech9. And she also does some fast rapping. And she's bilingual, so she'll switch back and forth between Spanish and English. Her crowd was wild, though. They were like just like a huge variety of ages and ethnicities and backgrounds and stuff. Sure. Yeah, I didn't brainstorm EOT or anything like that. I was kind of hoping it'll land so I could go cutter brainstorm. I'm going to fire it off now and try to land. Just run out Talisman, I think. Oh, there's a couple. Oh. Silly me. I was like, wait a minute, I have a prismatic ending target. So for Boon Forest Bean, there's 2 that came up. One from So Far Milwaukee. And the other's got a lady with a hula hoop. Do trickle down. Yeah, here we go. That is indeed heavy, Mark. Yeah. I feel that. Nah, we don't talk about leaks here. The only leaks on this stream are my bathroom breaks. This track's chill. I'm just gonna fire this off now. The reason to sorcery speed the Shurikai activations, play around like Hull Breacher and Orcs and such. Thanks, babe. I've just been gifted a dope-ass salad for my dinner. Yeah, that track ripped. Well, let's play something a little classier. Your fridge is randomly turning off sometimes when you close the door. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the first like major like home thing I had go wrong when I moved into this place was the fridge just stopped working. And I like just bought groceries. It was the fucking worst. And then when I like looked up the fridge that they'd put in this place, it just like there's like a Japanese thing that's impossible to get parts for, and like is terribly rated online and stuff. Just like real garbage. Like a 3.3 on Google reviews, you know, just. And the thing wasn't even. It didn't even have like space in it, you know. It was like one of those center open things, and then there was like these very narrow shelves, so you couldn't even fit shit in there. I'm like, who would have bought this thing? What were they thinking? But then I got to go out and buy something that's a little larger, a little nicer. Something with a lot of dope reviews. Same with newer smart fridges. Yeah. Yeah, the one that I have seems to have been built like before a lot of the tech craze. So it has like very few frills, but that means apparently they just don't break down very often. Which seems great. I guess I send some stuff at Jace, huh? And send this at them. I feel like this game's going very well for me, but we'll see. You think house flippers that do a shit job should have to wear a scar on their foreheads like inglorious bastards? Huh. The house we bought wasn't from a house flipper. It It was from like a couple that were raising kids and stuff, and they needed to move into a larger house because their kids were getting larger. They were just dumb as shit. That mostly comes from having to go back over all the dudes like repair jobs and stuff. Like he supposedly owned a construction company and then just like built a deck out back and like put all the hardware in it. So there's just like holes where there should be nuts and bolts and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? In the basement, they'd started finishing the laundry room, but only did it like halfway. And they had like put up that foam insulation board. Rather than leave some holes in the wall, they still left holes in the wall. But in some areas, they just like tacked that up. You're not supposed to do that. That's not right. And then the mudding they did in that room, they didn't tape. So like the purpose of the mud, I mean, like if you don't tape, then the mud just cracks apart where the cracks are, and it's as though you didn't actually mud the lines. Like it's where mudding is where you've got like the for folks that don't know, I'm sure most of y'all do, but then you got the 2 sheets of drywall, and there's like a crack there. You just like put this this mud-like consistency stuff. You just like spread it along it, and then you got this like little piece of webbed tape that you put there, and the webbing actually keeps it intact. It adds the structural integrity. And like dries there into the mud and stuff. And that's how you get like a flat surface on your wall, or the corners or everything. So I was just kind of wondering like how the hell this guy had a construction business and managed to to raise 3 kids on it. Like, who's hiring this person? You know what they say? Everyone but the carpenter's house is fixed, and the cobbler's children go without shoes. Oh, sure, yeah. Good mudders are few and far between. Yeah, but like, I think most people know you should be taping it. My parents flipped a few houses when I was growing up, and I always got the fiddly jobs that nobody else wanted to do, like painting and varnishing and mudding and stuff. So they taught me how to do that when I was very young. Drywall is one of those jobs you'll happily pay someone else to do. Sure, yeah. That's what I originally planned to do for that room. And then I got a quote that was like $2,000 for a very small space. And I was like, all right, I'll just fucking do it. Game's not going very well. Well, at least the opponent's missing land drops. Maybe that'll give me a little bit of time here. Drywalling's one of the jobs where the correct tools made a lot better quality much quicker. I know there's a few in mudding. Like that stupid corner trowel. I didn't buy one of those. I was like, it's a laundry room. It just doesn't need to be that neat looking. Just needs to be done. I did buy a drywall tee for measuring and cutting. I don't think that it's that narrow of a tool, though. Like, I've already used it for a few other projects. And I got a stupid tray thing to hold mud with like some like metal on the edges, so it makes it easy to scrape off. But that was like less than $20, so that was pretty worth it. A drywall what? A tee, just for like a measuring tee. It's got like tape measurements along the side of it, so you can like measure straight lines. You put the top along one edge of the board or the sheet of drywall or whatever, and then the other piece, because it's connected, lets you lay it down and like have a nice clear straight line. There's a drywall tape gun where you just start at the top and lay a whole bead. Well, that does sound super fast. I didn't even know that existed. Gotcha, Torvac. Yeah, my dad always just called it a T. But he's old, so. Short for a T-square, of course. You could see me having a slaying bonsai garden. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm only growing a bunch of onions and herbs and lettuce. Twister in hand. That's good to know about. I only go regular size plants. I grow a bunch of baby plants. I harvested a shitload of baby bok choy, and then at a certain height they all bolted. So now I'm just letting them like seed their own plot and see if that works out. Baby kale, baby green onions. What's a baby vegetable? Same as a baby human. Just younger. Bye, Jace. Probably supposed to play the Xandu's Lounge so I can get the Flage back, but... I think they got like a Narset or something for that Twister that they're chilling on. Not necessarily in their hand, but in their deck. Wow, love that Boom Forest. Yeah, the only thing that I don't really like about Wisconsin is that we don't have like a full year growing season. Good ass pest infestation. It's a little weird, but even though I'm at 13 to their 21, I'm still gonna serve here. Take advantage of the prowess. The plan is to get back Flage next turn, at which point our life total should stabilize pretty well. You know it, Wild Antic. So you want to play out the plains. I don't know. I know people love to like bluff whatever. But we do know that the opponent's got a Twister in their hand, right? So when they play that, you don't want this Plains to get shuffled back into your deck, be a dead card. And that's also what's going to inform what I exile here. So we very much want to keep that Time Warp and that mana drain. What am I doing mana-wise here? Hold on. Why was I tapping blue? We can exile the Shorkai, the Cutter. That should be alright. Could keep the Cutter over the Jace. Sheldock Isle coming out. Alright. Sure. Not the worst one card. It's probably not as good as their 7 cards. Hey, Potato David, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 5 months. Yeah, you figure the pest token's gonna block at some point, so for now, hitting the pest token's more damage than hitting the life total. Yeah, I exiled Shorikai. And now I kind of wish it was still in my deck, That card would catch me up on cards real fast. It's an interesting one. Okay, well, less interesting. Not the best rip here. Do we have a draw 7? We do not. Oh, shit, what up? Hey, Potato David, thanks for the sub. Thanks for sharing that prime. Alright, my life total matters again. Guess I'll make this trade. Grave Titan again? No, it's bigger. Yeah, I think we gotta keep that Jace from flipping, huh? Yeah, Brainstorm fucking worked out, huh? Now we just need to mana drain their X spell, and then untap and draw our X spell, huh? We still have a 4th in here. X Granite, yeah, just the one I wanted. So this pest infestation only has 1 target. So sometimes when I'm in the opponent's spot, I'll actually target my own Mox Jet so that this doesn't happen. I don't want to redraw the Talisman, so X is going to be for a lot here. So all of the legal targets for Pessimistation weren't there, so it fizzled. But if they'd chosen more than one for X, like they were hitting their Mox Jet too, then it would still resolve, see? And I wouldn't have that line. That's why I passed. That's why I didn't like absent the thing and play my true name last turn. I thought there was a really good chance that was going to happen. Because that was the same X that they had chosen last time when we remanded them. Not bad, eh? This is only game 2. Is that real? We're both under 10 minutes. Who won game 1? Where am I? Oh, it says I won game 1. Nice. Dark Depths. That's scary. Now I wish I'd held the Odawara. I kind of got there, huh? Nice. I think they're going to block this time. Yeah, they still get to win here. Very barely. Very close game there, We're one card in the graveyard away from being able to rebuy the Flage, which we can't do. To game 3 we go. The Harvester has Menace, so we can't like hold the true name back here to block. Hey, Dread You're Dead. Thanks to the Saw. Thanks to 58 months. Sick game regardless. Very cool game, yeah. Do I want to put the cutter on 2? Prevents them from batting it. But if I hold it for a turn, I could go cutter into hard evidence. I assume we'll find other spells at some point. Yeah, this Hex Mage is terrifying, huh? Good against my Mog and my Jace. Opponent just putting Leecher to hand. Hoping to dodge a Narset twist here. Awesome. I'm just going to pass. Okie dokie. Absolutely. One of the more aggressive Urtais I've ever seen. 3 mana. It'd be cool to get the Mog down, but I think the Hex Mage just pops it. Okay. If I invert the order, then I would have had a prowess trigger, but I don't care. The card that you lead on is less likely to get mana leaked or whatever. Fuck. And then they'll get 7 mana from the Hull Reacher. Nonsense. Yeah, we hadn't seen Hull Breacher yet, but there's not really much I could have done to play around it anyway. Not a lot of counterplay there. If this hand bricked, I don't know if I would have run on Narset if I was them. I was gonna say if this hand bricked, they could just flashback the Echo. Oh, we need to set an upkeep stop. So now they're not gonna get 7 mana out of that, are they? Oh, I guess they are. Huh. I always thought Narset prevented the Hull Reacher. 7 treasures. I guess there's no downside to playing it. Mystical for Tendrils, down tick Narset for Tendrils. Well, fuck, This game was going pretty well till it wasn't. A few more pieces of instant speed removal would have been real nice in this matchup. We had a Force of Will and Mana Drain to interact with the instant speed stuff. Oh well. I guess I was supposed to win last game, huh? The one where they got to win at 1 life. That game was super long, too. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Waddle is King. Thanks for the 16 months there. Cheers indeed. Yeah, you got it. What thought do you want? I think it's the inverse. Almond some. A bunch of people explained it above you. Lead on this, see what they got. So you're gonna Inquisition here. I don't really care if they take any of these cards. So I got pressure for the Jace now, so I have to think a little bit. Thought they were gonna Inquisition this turn. I guess they want to Shelldock instead. Sure. Ooh, hello. Yeah, I was gonna put the Sephiroth on top of the library during the draw step. So they wouldn't be able to replay it that turn. And then, yeah, our hand was, at that point, pretty proof from the Inquisition that we knew about. Time Warp and Cauldron complete. Don't give a fuck. Cool. Didn't get to see a ton of their deck, but still a clean game. How's it going, Potato David? Busting out the old memes. Well, this game's going way better for them. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Captain Red, thanks for 106 months. Yeah, the question for us this game is how do we make up for all that card disadvantage, you know? Missing on land drops here. We lost our cantrip, lost our planes, lost our Stoneforge Mystic. Now what are we doing, right? Yeah, that's fine. Talisman basically replacing a land in the stack. You can't replace them 1-for-1, but if you play some cantrips and stuff, it's good. That force might have been bad. Could just Council Judgment it, right? Who cares? So we're remanding here to get closer to land drops. Like that. Call to complete coming down next turn. So far, Sephiroth has been a 3-mana 3/3. Don't do that. That's rude. Last card Cryptic. Very rude. This one got a hard veto for the wedding playlist, which I didn't mind. It is one of Outcast's more danceable tracks, but apparently the messaging isn't like super wedding friendly, like lyrics and such. It does get people up and dancing. We definitely included some of those tracks. It's an interesting Inquisition, huh? Leaving me with mana drain and everything here. Thinking people hear lyrics is very 60s. If you say so. It's not about other people, Boom Forest. It's about yourself. You hearing the lyrics. People that care about lyrics care about them, right? It's not like a what will the neighbors think sort of deal. Bruno Mars, yeah. Yeah, we had Bruno Mars up to like the last round of cuts. Good all ages dance fest. a rap producer in particular arguing the lyrics don't matter is kind of ironic. It's like fine, right? Yeah, sure. You got it. You love it instrumental songs? Me too. I also listen to a lot of foreign language music. It's an awkward one to fight over. This turns cold into deny the mana drain mana. It's cute. I played Tubular Bells at game night the other day. It was a few months ago, but nobody recognized it. And I got a lot of, what the fuck is this? What you got? Yeah, saving the probe for the Force Will would be totally reasonable. I think their hand kind of crumples if we Force Will this. Like, it just looks slow as shit. Then they go Jemir's Garden, pass. Yeah. We go Stoneforge Mystic and get an indestructible thing that their Force of Vigor doesn't interact with. Play Sparas. Like Major 2828, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 94 months there. No land? No land? Let's go Cubers. Let's fucking do it. Google Map references. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not over here force willing a Birds of Paradise in like any situation except I've just probed them and I saw they don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen at all. Let's get the Sunfall in, minus True Name plus Sunfall. That seems good. Well, maybe I still want True Name. Whatever. This is fine. You watched a movie the other day and MapQuest came up and your boyfriend had no idea what it was? Didn't make it to his area of Europe. Oh, okay. I thought he was just younger than you. Because MapQuest was only a thing for like 5 years or something. Like, it was a pretty narrow span of time. One of the most nightmarish Magic the Gathering road trips I was ever on. People just like asked me, like, "Hey, Caleb, you want to go on this? We got one room for one in the car." I was like, "Yeah, all right, sure. I'll go play that 5K." And I realized that the person who was in charge of directions just printed out one way on MapQuest. And so the way back, they're like trying to reverse engineer the fucking MapQuest directions, which sounds like a thing that would work. And then you try it, and you're like, oh, this is fucking impossible. You always leave a trail of cookies on the ground on the way there? That's smart, Mini Corey. That's smart. I think no, that wasn't the same trip. It had some of the same people. I went on a and nobody like we were all like too cheap to like break down and just buy a state map to like figure out the real directions and such. Most of the same group of people. We went to ooh, I'm gonna upkeep the top spin. Terrible. Yeah, so most of the same group of people. We went to I think it was a GP in Atlanta, and there was a like $20 parking like right next to the event, like right there, and it would have been split like 5 ways, and they were like, "No, we can do better." And I'm like, "Can you, can you just, we're right here by the event. Can you like let everybody else out and then you go dick around for parking if that's what you want to do with your time?" No. So we drive around. We see a $15 parking. Like, no, we can do better. We can still do better. Finally, we find a $5 parking lot, but it's underneath a fucking like highway overpass, and there's like a fence with barbed wire around the top of it. I'm like, why don't we just pay the $20 right next, and then we won't have to walk? This is like very far from the venue at this point. Why? Why are we doing this? But this was the place we chose to park because it was only $5. Like, all right, and I'm not driving. I guess you guys get to choose. So we all go in and we like walk the ways to the venue and stuff. I'm in there like grinding and hanging out with friends and such. And then a couple of them need to go back to the car to like pick up some stuff, right? They go back there and they find that there's like a police tape blocked off, and they saw one of the car's doors was open, and there was a corpse inside. Like someone had been shot in their car in this parking lot, and there was blood everywhere. So they came back and they told us this, and I was like, oh, that's fucking scary as shit. Where did you move the car to? And they were like, why would we move the car? We already paid $5. We're already. You're not making any sense, Caleb. Yeah, all in on this spot. You can't just change spots. What are the odds it happens twice? Yeah, now the place is crawling with cops. That was probably the safest parking lot available at that point. And like the killer's not going to return to the scene of the crime immediately. He's probably going to like wait a few days. Yeah, I don't want to die, but $5 is $5. Oh, that's a fucking answer, huh? What are we going to do about food? Oh shit, what up, Ziggernaut? Thanks for the sub, thanks for the 80 months. Should Probably letting that land, just dies to Flage here. Titania? Yep. What are we going to do about food? Oh, it's Titania, not on Arena? Interesting. I thought they added a bunch of Modern Horizon cards. That one's one of my favorites. I think I have it set up to rip 4th, so I should spin here. Oh, they have 1 ring protection. Flade should still attack, still clears the elemental, huh? I don't want to absent the 1 ring, because then they can then play it again and get protection again. I think you just elongate the game for no reason. I guess I could have, like, sent it pretty far down on my turn, and that would have been fine. But, like, what, it's drawing 2 cards here? Who cares? Just save it for whatever bit of board presence they play this turn. I'm going to untap and 4th for the win, I think. You keep thinking about building Titanium EDH, but you haven't pulled the trigger on it. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. So you'd have like all the LD spells that are colorless, like Field of Ruin and stuff, and then you'd have like the bunch of other green cards that interact with lands. Oh, they're playing a 4th. I see how it is. All right, what are you doing with your 5 tokens? One fully acid moss. Not quite what I was thinking. Hot diggity. Hey, Free Palestine 614. Free Palestine says, fuck Israel, fuck America, fuck this shit.